Welcome back, old friend! It's me, your favorite survivor, Gabriel Blythe, reaching out to any and all survivors. It's just me on the mic today. RQ is being her stubborn self and waiting outside. Boring, I know. Xander is getting back into it, but understandably wants to be far from the studio for a little while. This just feels right, talking to you again. I know, I've said it 1,000 times, but I legit feel so relieved being back in the hot seat again. Hot seat? Who says that? Don't listen to me. I never know what I'm saying. So, how have you been? So loquacious of you. I read that on one of those stupid word of the day calendars. I just saw it around, urban exploring. I mean, yeah, of course I took it. I love those. I was the guy in the office who 100% had the puzzle of the day calendars. So, no, they're not stupid, and I love learning. Maybe that's how we survived. We all loved a good bit of trivia. Keeps our minds fresh. Maybe that is it. Maybe we were all trying to stretch our brains and we were all the only humans actually successful. And since the brain is a muscle and we fortified it recently. Hang on a second. Hey, RQ! Do you like learning? Like school and stuff? She gave me the finger. So, not a no. Maybe it's because she's so emotionally stable. How are you guys doing? I know. I already asked. Just rambling while I try and figure out how to best fill you in on everything. Remember recently when I was talking to Xander and we talked about how we had a small funeral for Gaharris? It was actually really nice. I know Gaharris was really intense and all, and she died doing what she did best, following her code. And honestly, I think most people would want to go like that. Dying for something you truly believe. And, well, after Xander came up here covered in blood, I ran out to find Gaharris in the middle of the street. A puddle of blood all around her. She looked so pale. But there beside her was RQ, kneeling in the blood, holding Gaharris's hand. I don't know what she was saying, but I could see her mouth moving. We'll come back to that part. I could see a trail of blood leading away from the pool, back into the school. So, following it, I ran up the stairs to check on Xander, and again, he was gone from the booth. I saw the trail of blood in, but no trail out. At least, from what I could tell. With that, I logicked that no blood out of the room meant Xander will live. So, focusing on the more immediate concern, I ran back to RQ and Gaharris' body. Before I could make it to them, RQ was shaking her head. Stoic as ever, RQ said nothing, but still held Gaharris' hand. We sat in silence, unable to look anywhere else but at her. Gaharris, looked serene. I wish I knew how Gaharris felt in the moment, Was she confident she would get Xander back to his senses? What was she going to do if she won? I can't imagine a lot of emotions in her besides making duty an emotion. I believe, though, that she felt anger and betrayed. Sandra was her only friend, or at least a symbol of who she was, what she stood for, a kin she could trust. That would destroy me, not having someone to trust, to love, to remind you of who you are, even just by their presence. Those weren't my thoughts, staring at Gaheris. No, at the moment I was upset by there being one less person in the world. We are so few now. I know when someone dies, we say the world is a darker place, or we will never see someone like them again. But today, right now, truly the world may forever be changed by the loss of just a single person. Doesn't matter how they died. Just one less person who has a chance of changing the world. RQ, of course, came to her senses first. Said something like, "This is what she wanted." Gently placed Gaheris' hand over her chest, then said, "Come on then. She deserves some peace." No clue how long we were there for. We both were dripping in cold blood when we got up. RQ more so. The blood on her was as if she held Gaheris. We lifted Gaheris out of the street and brought her inside the tattoo shop, that place that they were kind of using as a headquarters. I don't know. We laid her down on her cot. If you had told me in the moment that she had just passed out after drinking too much red liquor of some sort, I would have believed you. But that deep gash on her side was just a stark reminder of the truth. We decided to give it a day or two before we would put her to rest, just in case there was some sort of ritual that had to be maintained. Like if Xander wanted/needed to do some official Knights of the Round business. By that time, Xander had locked himself in here, and he boarded the window, so we couldn't really see him. Minus a few gaps here and there. So, we decided to lay her to rest. I suggested we give her a pyre. We can then gather the ashes after, and if we ever make it back to the homeland, we could settle her there. And then we could make it a huge fire. Get a giant plume of smoke, just in case if one of you or someone else is on their way, they could see it for miles. RQ just gave me a look as I explained my thoughts. You know, the one that says, "Really? You think like that?" Which I've gotten pretty used to from RQ. This time was different. I felt ice in my chest. It did feel selfish to use someone else's send-off for my own ends. RQ then said, "We must commit her to the ground. She is of the earth, so she shall return." And without another word, we took her to that community garden, so she can always be close by, watching us. Watching us with, of course, suspicion. We sequestered an area and dug her a grave. We placed her there with all of her gear on. RQ had even treated the clothes and the body. Washed it up and mended everything. Gaheris looked good. As good as when she had her first shower when she got here. That relieved look after not being clean for weeks. We again were stuck in silence, looking down at her. Feeling awkward by the silence this time, I broke it. I wanted to say a few words regardless. I wish I could remember everything I had said. I thought at the time it was poignant and sweet. Most of it came off the top of my head, just the things you say when you hardly knew someone, but now that they are gone, you don't realize how quick she became important to you. I then put some music paper over her. I truly believe she would have created beautiful music. A soul with that much of a story to tell? Are you kidding me? Our Q then did something I didn't expect. Felt like hours since she had said a single word. Didn't expect her to say anything for Gaheris either, to be honest. When our Q did speak, I jumped, and she said, your duty is your life. May your duty now be to the earth from which you were raised. Then RQ placed a single raven's feather in Gaheris' hand and whispered a phrase in Latin. My Latin isn't very good, so forgive me. Corvus docebit vos in domum seum. May the raven guide you home. Just thought it was interesting to hear RQ being so kind to Gaheris. But after saying the words out loud now, well, some things RQ has said is truly starting to make sense. Also, feels a little too soon talking about all of this. Now I've made myself sad and also a little mad. Still a lot of secrets from the Raven Queen. I lost a friend for a while there. And here I am without anyone to help. You can't imagine how maddening it was for me. Champagne problems, you know? So, that's the skinny. I hope you enjoyed it. We're a bit downtrodden in this neck of the woods, morale-wise. Maybe a new face would perk us up? You could come by and hang out with all the sad emo kids. We smoke behind the burger place, and... okay, that's a lie. We don't smoke. Those have had to gone bad by now, right? Just stale cigarettes. Gross. One less evil in the world, am I right? I'll be in our normal agreed-upon place, on our normal agreed-upon time. Would love to see you there. You aren't alone, and you don't have to be.